Hey, boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about what are we going to be talking about? Um, Simplifying fractions. Okay, yeah, using greatest common factor to simplify fractions. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're using greatest common factor. That's not a common. All right, let me erase that real quick. We'll try that again. We just edit that out. All right, GCF. All right, GCF, greatest common factor to simplify fractions. Some of y'all probably already know how to do this, but I'm going to go over it again just to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, so if I have the fraction 9 over 18, all right, I want to simplify this. I don't necessarily want to mess with a fraction that can still be simplified. All right, so the best way to figure out how to simplify a fraction is to use greatest common factor. And we list the factors of each of these numbers. We list the factors of the numerator. We list the factors of the denominator. All right, and when we do that, we come up with the greatest common factor, and then we divide both the top and the bottom by the same common factor, right? The greatest common factor. All right, so let's list the factors. First, we list the factors of 9. Factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9, so that was pretty easy. Factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Okay, and so you have to figure out what the factors are. Okay, sometimes it's going to take a little bit of work. On your tables, you have the rules that I've set up for division of numbers, because essentially what I'm doing is I'm dividing. Each time I come up with a factor of a number, I'm dividing it. I'm saying, okay, is 1 a factor of 18? 1's always a factor of 18. So I divide 18 by 1 to figure out what its other factor is. In this case, it's 18. Then I say, is 2 a factor of 18? So I have to divide 18 by 2 to see if I get a whole answer with no remainder. And I do. I get 9. And then I divide it by 3. And I start with these low numbers and I just keep going. And on your desk, as I mentioned, you got numbers 1 through 10, and it shows you the divisibility rules. A number is divisible by 2 if it's even. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. A number is divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. A number is divisible by 5 if it ends in a 0 or 5. You get the idea. I have those rules on the table. You can always look at those. So now I want to look at which one is the greatest common. Hold on, let me kind of point here. There we go. I got a little pointer. I want to look to see which one is the greatest common factor between them. So they share 1. That's a common factor. They share 3, which is a common factor. And they share 9, which is also a common factor. So, but I'm looking for the biggest one. Which one's the greatest common factor? Well, guess what? The greatest common factor is 9. So what I'm going to do to simplify this is I'm going to divide 9 by 9, and I'm going to divide 18 by 9. Okay, 9 divided by 9 is 1. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So 1/2 is equal to or equivalent to 9 over 18. Okay, they're the same fraction. It's just it's a simplified version of that fraction. Okay, let me show you 2 more real quick. All right, let's look at 2 more. I don't know how to advance the page on here. There we go. That's advancing it. Okay, next one is 70 over 80. Okay, sometimes we can look at these and tell a number that we can divide by. I see this 0 and this 0. That tells me I can divide both of those by 10. All right, so I'm going to extend that right there. I'm going to say I'm going to divide by 10. 70 divided by 10 is 7. 80 divided by 10 is 8. So now I need to think to myself, can I further simplify that? 7 is a prime number, so its only factors are 1 and 7. 8, factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. So they don't have really anything in common except for 1. So 7/8 is my simplified version of it. All right, one more and I'll be done. 12 and over 21. All right, so let's list the factors of 12. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, but 12. So I got 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure I got all my factors. Then we need to do the factors of 21. All right, so 1, 3, 7, 21. And I believe that's it. Okay, 1 times 21 and 3 times 7 are my only factors. So what do I have in common? I have 1 in common, and I have 3 in common, and that's it. So my greatest common factor is 3. So I can say 12 divided by 3 and 21 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 4/7 is my simplified version of that fraction. And that's all there is to simplifying fractions. All right.